ridiculously low.
Uh,
You sound okay to me.
The stream volume should be deafening tonight, though. You think Wendell sounds? You don't think he sounds distant?
Not really.
You're so much louder to me. Maybe I've. Let me check.
Is that a setting in
my-
Discord? Yeah.
Let me check my Discord here. You are at about 95%, and Wendell is at 100%.
one banana.
I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks. I mean, I can hear you, but it doesn't sound good.
They were saying Wendell was kind of quiet last night when he was streaming Cyberpunk. I didn't think you were too bad. I did have to turn it up like in Twitch, but it wasn't bad.
All right, chat. So we are waiting for Krista to try and connect to the VPN. And if she doesn't, we'll soldier on, but we will soldier on in sadness. I'm relatively quiet now. All right. I can just I can turn this thing up, right? Oh, I can't see it. It's dark in here. Let me just get this a little closer. How's that? Get right up in my grill here.
Woo!
Squirrel Cat Meow, thank you for subscribing.
Oh, thank you.
Krista is louder. Now I can turn Krista down. She's muted herself, so we can't test it. But I think that's a good spot for it. And yeah. So anyway, if she can't get this to work, then whatever. We'll just do some regular AI dungeon. So the weekend, it occurred. I enjoyed it to some extent. I broke down, chat, and actually I got my mom an air fryer for Christmas. And the reviews from her have been so great, I broke down and bought myself one. And I gotta say, so far, I'm tentatively impressed.
What all have you made?
I've made boneless chicken thighs, like pure air fry, just like, enough oil to get them wet so that the spices stick to them. And those were exceptional. Those were fantastic. They were better than they had any right to be considering the ingredients. And then I tried that same recipe with almond flour because I wanted to give it like a little bit of a breading. And I had the almond flour on hand. But that diluted my spices. So that was cooked perfectly, but it wasn't spicy enough. I got to boost the spices on that. Then this morning, I made French toast, which was fantastic because it's all crispy on the outside. But I don't think it's better enough to merit just not doing it the other way. Tomorrow, chicken breast. So we'll see. But so far, it's a hell of a way to make chicken. I'll say that. Do you have the egg grill? I went for the basket style because I tell you, I read a lot of Amazon reviews, and here's how I read Amazon reviews. When you're reading Amazon reviews, what you want to do, first of all of the good reviews, ignore them because they're fake. Only look at the negative reviews. But then you can't just be like, oh, there's a lot of negative reviews and move on. No, you have to look at the negative reviews and read them and try to figure out if these people are just stupid. So, sometimes it'll be like, hey, I ordered red and you sent black, 1-star review. And it's like, Jesus Christ. That's, first of all, it has nothing to do with the product. So if you can get a product that has some bad reviews, but you go in there and you weed out, 20-30% of them because the people are just idiots. And if it's a high selling product, that's the one you want to go with. Because that's the one where they fixed everything because the returns are killing them. So yes, I got the basket style. I got a Kosori 5 point something quart liter. I don't remember what the measurement is. I think it's quart. And it's the basket. Because I read about the other models that has like the dehydrator and all the extra stuff. And apparently the doors and like cleaning those is a real bitch. But the basket, everything's just contained there in the basket. It's fantastic. You can just
I've
pour
been
your
really
grease.
happy. Pour the grease, what now?
You can just pour the grease right out of it. You know, it's like when you make stuff that generates a lot of grease.
Oh yeah, yeah. The one that I got is a combination microwave and air fryer. I've been pretty happy with it. It'll use the microwave, like it's got presets for things, and it'll use the microwave and the air fryer to do stuff both at the same time or one in the other. It does a really good job.
Yeah, these chicken thighs were just incredible. I mean, they're just so tender and, but well done and crispy on the outside. It really is amazing. No one thought to use hot air like that before.
Wait, did you buy an air fryer?
I did, yes.
When did you do that? Didn't you buy one for your parents? Am I misremembering all of this?
Yes, and you've missed the entire conversation here, Krista. My mother was,
Sorry.
she was so
I was
happy
busy.
with hers, and she gave me these rave reviews, so I decided to try it out.
Who's actually using it? I thought you said.
Thank you.
I was quiet because I was trying to like get the VPN stuff set up.
Now Apple knows about our VPN.
I wouldn't. I do have to zoom in and out a little bit, so like you probably shouldn't crop it too close, but because sometimes
figured
I can pinch and zoom.
I figure we only need. Let me take a look here. What do you think?
Ooh, I didn't like when I did that.
7 lines of text, maybe. Should be enough for people to know what's going on in the immediate.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna try to draw for the story.
So yeah, the other thing, to kill some time, I was shopping for cat food, and I've had to switch brands again. I say that as if you would know it, but I was checking out their website, this new brand. I was just looking at it, and it turns out they have a line of products, and one of them was a full tuna loin.
That seems like that would be pricey for cats.
That's $250
Good
for
lord.
a treat. And I thought to myself, now this is where it kills me, chat, and I imagine this is what it's like to have children. The thing I think to myself immediately is I want my cats to enjoy this. I want my cats to have this luxury because I love them, and there's not many things in this world I do love. And so I go to Meijer.com, boom, they've got them. Fantastic. So I think next time I'm going to get one of those. Now, turns out Meijer doesn't have them, or at least I couldn't find them because Meijer's out of everything at all times. But at Kroger, I found a comparable Fancy Feast pure tuna loin. And I purchased them. I don't remember the price. I imagine I paid $2 for it. So I get this home, and it's treat time. And just let me know whenever you're ready to start the stream. I'm just killing time here. And so
I'm just drawing what you're talking about.
I get their little bowls. I snap this thing in half. It's probably about 4 inches long. It's it's a big piece of tuna basically. And I put it in their little bowls and I serve it to them. And these two little shits just lick on it and like poke it with their nose. Toast gets it, throws it out of the bowl, and starts moving it around on the floor. And it's just some stinky fucking fish too. It's for cats. And I'm so disappointed. It's like they're too stupid to figure out what to do with it. So to try and save my floors, as I'm walking behind him with a fucking Meijer wipe, I got to go in. I got to crush up the tuna for him. Now it's just like I could just bomb a package of tuna.
And they would probably like that better.
And it would have been more tuna, and it wouldn't have been $2. And after I smashed it up, they started eating it at least. And I went downstairs. I was disgusted with them. I come back upstairs like an hour later, and the whole house now smells like cat food fish because they didn't finish it. And then one of them knocked theirs over.
They didn't like what you gave them. You should have picked better. That's your fault for not knowing exactly what your little princes want and deserve.
My cat, before I came over for the stream, my cat was demanding to be fed again, but it had already been fed. And I was like, no, you already had one can of cat food. So it jumped up into the window and just started knocking things off of the windowsill while looking at me. It's just like, what sort of game are you playing here?
I think that's...
Wait, is this the one, not your mom's cat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right, I forgot about the other cat.
Yeah, there's a whole nother cat. There's so many.
The person moved away and left their cat.
Oh, what an awful thing to do. People do that a lot.
Yeah, they sure do.
I never understood that. Like, why get a pet?
It's like the vet literally said that you're a fatty and you have to stop eating. Why are you doing this?
My cats are eating a lot more these days. I swear I think that Reveal food has unlocked like new traits in them or something because I feed them the exact same amount every morning and usually it's gone by like maybe noon, but now it's gone in 10 minutes and they're just looking at me. Are you still arranging windows, Wendell?
No, it's good. The stream's good.
Oh, ready to go?
Yeah. I've been drawing pictures of your guys' cats this entire time.
Well, yeah, but I thought they could only see you. I was waiting for him to put the text in.
I think
No, it's been good for a while.
Oh,
yeah, the text it's like partially covered. Ryan? Can you make your window narrow?
It's
That
might
be a better configuration if you're looking at it on Twitch.
You can see 7 lines of text and even a little bit more.
I think that's enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if we make it narrow, that's a tough read. That's like at this font size, you're looking at putting 3-4 words a line. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Chat can give us some feedback. Although I'm not.
Yeah, I've never done like a live drawing thing before too, so this will be interesting.
And also, I wish I could. Well, I'll just click this on and off. Okay, so Herbie he had used the gobstopper and oh yeah, the wizard was running away from our immortality, but we threw Oompa Loompa heads at him. We don't know what happens after that.
I thought we won, right? Like, wasn't that the?
We became famous, if you'll remember. We did. That was the AI generated quest, but we gave ourselves another quest to become immortal using the everlasting gobstopper. Now, technically, I think we have achieved that because the game let us heal our palm after we cut it, and the wizard fears us now. But the game has not cleared us for that quest yet.
Oh, I forgot. He's got poop in his pants too,
Zero Skater. Thank you, Zero Skater.
and he's still wearing Willy Wonka's face as a mask.
So, should we just see what happens to the fleeing wizard as the Oompa Loompa heads?
Run at him, yeah. Let's see.
Also, we got 211 credit. I didn't play all weekend, so we should
Wow.
be good for most of the stream.
I think they fixed the payment gateway thing pretty quickly.
I haven't tried it since then.
There's no way they let that not run, right? Like they didn't fix that this weekend.
I probably did.
That's their moneymaker.
One head hits him in the leg and he trips. The other head hits him in the butt and he falls face first into a pool of vomit.
Oh no!
You laugh and laugh. This is awesome.
The darkest timeline.
I'm not sure how the vomit got there ahead of his fall. Must have been someone else's vomit, which, if you're going to fall down in a pool of vomit, you don't want it to be someone else's vomit.
I'm having to like remember what did the Oompa Loompas hair look like?
What, they're just like little tufts of colored hair?
Yeah, they had like green hair.
Oh no, they had like the bowl cuts, didn't they?
I thought it was like a dollop of poop.
You might be right. I'm going to show the chat right now. Oh yeah, it's like a woman's haircut. Kind of like a bob, like a Mary Tyler Moore type of, but really disturbing.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot the little tufts on the side there. That looks much more Oompa Loompa-ish.
Okay, I'm just going to let this run again. See maybe if the wizard can do anything about this.
Their naturally curly hair makes an automatic retracting like string where you can swing it around and then throw it by the hair, and then the hair will just curl back in and get out of the way.
This is awesome, you say, as you slice the head off of an Oompa Loompa. It hyphenates Oompa Loompa here. And
It knows what it is.
Throw it at the wizard's head. It bounces right off and onto the floor. So I don't think we're even damaging him at this point. We're just, engaging in pointless violence.
I thought we were like angry because he didn't acknowledge our immortality.
He was so terrified by the thought of our immortality, he ran away. He's probably not a threat, but I feel like if we don't do something now, we're going to have to deal with him later.
I'm going to make him Naruto run. Do you think the algorithm would know what that is?
Did they ever actually call it that in the lore?
I don't know. I never was really into Naruto. Like, I have a little bit of weeb in me, but not that much. What is the age of this person? I don't know.
Is that the wizard?
Yeah, he's running away from the Oompa Loompa head. Shoot him with a compound bow? Let's see, our weapon of choice has always been the candy cane.
Yeah, we have the candy cane spear.
We have a candy cane compound bow. Like, is that like we should just fashion that from some of the toys?
We'll see. We can see if the game just allows us to have it. So, fire your candy cane compound bow at the wizard. You fire your bow at the wizard, but the arrow falls onto the floor. We're not an accomplished archer.
Oh. So, does he like? Wait. So we didn't get the immortality one, right?
We
How do we
okay, so
prove we're
we-
immortal?
we sliced our palm and said that it healed. And then our character said, "In fact, I feel great." That was the AI. The wizard turns and runs away. So the game seemed to be okay with us healing alarmingly fast. Is that immortality? I don't know, but the wizard fears something and he's on the ground and we have to decide what we want to do with him.
Let's grind him up and make him into what's another Willy Wonka candy? I actually can't think of anything. Everlasting Gobstopper. Let's grind him up with some schnozberries.
Just taking a quick look. Donuts, Nerds, Laffy Taffy, Gobstopper, Wonka Chocolate, Wonka Bar, Oompas, Bottle Caps.
Does Laffy Taffy his alone?
It's
Oh yeah,
Uncle Williams's.
Nerds.
Fun
Yeah,
Dip,
let's.
Runts.
Ooh, I loved Fun Dips growing up. Wow, a lot of really good candies. He really is a master candy crafter, isn't he? Let's grind him up into nerds like the nerd that he is.
You command the Oompa Loompas to grind up the wizard and add him to the nerds recipe. I'm going to capitalize nerds so that it knows that's a proper noun, nerds. I hope the Oompa Loompas will still help us after we have killed several of them.
They don't seem to care. They're just like, oh, the reign of terror. There's nothing I can do here.
Grind up the wizard and put him in the nerds, you command. The Oompa Loompas gleefully cut the wizard into tiny pieces and throw him into the nerds making pot.
It turns out that Oompa Loompa deaths were a pretty common thing under the Willy Wonka regime.
They're just like, yeah, that's just how it works.
All right, well, that's the wizard out of the way. I think the wizard was here to meet with us about our fame. No. He was trying to get rid of us, wasn't he?
I thought he was just like in the vault, right? When we opened it up.
Oh, right. The ex-Olympic gold medalist who was, for some reason, the woman from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Oh, the wizard granted our wish, remember?
I'm not sure I do, but continue.
We gave a stack of golden tickets to, like, the mob boss Oompa Loompa. He gave us a single ticket in return. We turned that into the wizard in exchange for a wish. We wished for the everlasting gobstopper. Then we ate it, and we may or may not be immortal.
Who do we need to see to confirm our immortality? We should write something for that. Let's go see Santa and have Santa confirm that we're immortal.
Story. You decide to visit Santa Claus and get his advice on being immortal, or how do we want to declare it?
Well, we can just say go see Santa. Like, let's go to Santa's workshop.
I mean, this is going to go off the rails, but I mean, it's probably not a bad thing at this point.
Are you using Procreate? Yes.
You decide to visit Santa Claus. Tell him the latest news about your adventures. You board a train at the North Pole Station. The conductor punches your ticket. You're traveling to New York, he says.
What? Tell him that's impossible. Santa lives in the North Pole.
Say that's impossible. Santa Claus lives in the North Pole. Exclamation point. Are you putting Santa in a dress?
Yeah, he's got like the robe thing. That's always what he wears.
Yeah, that's kind of like the high fantasy version of Santa. I think, the blue collar Santa just has like some red pants.
I guess we could have put him in. I keep forgetting their beards. I guess we could have put him in overalls, like in the Santa Claus, the popular movie with Tim Allen.
You say that's impossible. Santa Claus lives in the North Pole. That's what they want you to believe, says the conductor.
Oh, why would he live in New York? Ask him why would Santa live in New York and not the North Pole?
The train starts moving. The conductor pulls down a lever, locking the door of the train. All aboard. So we're asking the conductor what now?
Why would Santa live there and not?
Why would Santa want to live in a place like New York?
Tax breaks mostly.
New York has an insane tax. Maybe not for like Santa LLC. The conductor pulls out a needle and injects you with it. That's for asking stupid questions, she says. You fall into a deep sleep and wake up in a small room. What?
Oh, no.
Krista,
This
your
goes
Santa
deeper.
is very feminine.
Well, he's gone now.
Trans
So
Santa.
we've been injected.
We are definitely going to get some trans Santas next year, right?
We still have Willy Wonka's face taped to ours, so that's going to be fun to draw.
You think TSA has an issue with that?
They looked at his ID and they were like,
Oh, this is actually pretty good for the AI. Why am I in New York, you ask? You are in New York because you killed the wizard, says a voice. Who are you ask? I'm the conductor.
Ask him if he knows who we are.
Do you know
Come on.
who I am? Question mark.
Don't you know who I am?
Oh. And he's not wrong. You are the master candy crafter. Yes, that's right. How do you know that? It's me, your brother. Here's the best part. My brother is gay and lives in San Francisco. I would like to see what comes next, would you not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want. How does that even go?
And how's the wizard involved? I'm not your brother. I'm the ghost of Christmas past, he says. What does that mean, you say? I'm going to reveal to you a story. Oh, it just wants my pennies tonight. Just wants me
What's
to
our
keep
brother
some.
look like? Do you think? He's not our brother. Ghost of Christmas
He's
Past.
the ghost of Christmas past. I'll try to get a description of him. What story, you say? The story of why you are here, he says. The room begins to spin and suddenly it shifts into a new scene. Oh, crap. Well, I can't. There's no room to interact here. It's too exciting. Is that Willy Wonka?
Yeah, that's our guy. Look, he's got the face taped on him.
Oh, wait. Who's the ghost?
That's the Ghost of Christmas Past. He's got tinsel.
Oh, okay. I got you. The room begins to spin. You watch helpless as you see yourself at age 7. Look, kids, mommy is giving you candy, says a voice. Again, I feel like, I mean, do you want to do anything here or?
I want to kind of keep going and see where it goes. Oh yeah, the ghost is gay as well. Well, no, that was his brother who was gay. This is just the ghost of Christmas past. We don't know anything about this strange interloper.
Yeah, the ghost was a lie. Or the brother was a lie. You see yourself as a child standing in front of a candy store. Your mother is standing outside holding you and your siblings' hands. Okay.
Is this gonna get sad? And we're gonna find out why our guy has such a penchant for violence.
I might go nowhere. Can I get one, you ask? Ask nicely, you hear yourself say. Please, may I have some candy? Your mother smiles and gives you some candy. So wait, are we trying to talk to our 7-year-old self? Is that why there's 2 of us talking in a row there?
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's the algorithm messing up or... Ooh.
This would set us on the path to loving candy, I guess. Go inside and buy one piece of candy, she says. You enter the store, it's packed with people, and there's only one line moving. The smell of candy fills the store.
Oh, what a happy memory this is for young pre-homicidal Slugworth.
Do we want to just roll or?
Sure.
I kind of feel like this is just going to keep going nowhere, but we'll see.
Well, listen, we might need to have some character development.
A kid who likes candy. That is really that's like a super twist.
But why am I so twisted?
The smell of candy
Look how
fills the store.
crappy that looks.
You look up at the wall of candy, bottles of bubbles, packages of frogs, stacks of cards, jars of candy, and barrels of toys cover the wall. It's a wall of endless possibilities. Frogs.
Huh. Let's pick the frog.
Mm.
You pick up a package of frogs. You see yourself looking at a package of little plastic frogs. Okay, they're plastic. They come in all bright colors and each one has a different facial expression. You pick them up and look at them. Do you like these? Someone says that we don't know who.
Say yes. Steal them. You can't steal them. Shoplifters will be killed per the sign on the door.
Yes, these are my favorite. The man behind the counter picks up a little pad of paper and a pen. He quickly writes something and hands you the piece of paper. What's this, you ask? That's my email
Oh,
address.
no.
This is going to be like a Chris Hansen type situation. Is this what turned us on to candy?
Oh, no.
Do we
Okay.
let this keep going?
Yeah, so yeah, I've done the drawing of the outside of the candy shop. So let's see who our no friend is going to do.
Though there is nothing that we've given this that would leave it toward child predator type shit, right? I mean, this is just out of nowhere. Why, you ask? So you can send me your resume. I don't have a resume, you say. Everyone has a resume, he says. Okay, so he wants us, but it's like, say, that sounds like a pretty serious violation of child labor laws.
Oh,
Nonsense, he says. Go ahead and take it. You pick up the package of frogs and hand him the piece of paper. He looks over the frogs and puts them in a little bag. Okay.
This will be our secret, I'm sure.
He folds the bag around the top of the package and slips it inside a bright yellow wrapper. He hands it to you and smiles. Here you go, he says. What's this? Oh, is it gonna repeat it?
It might.
Super disappointing when it gets stuck. This is your change, he says. Thanks, you say. You leave the store with your package of frogs, clutching the bright yellow wrapper in your hand. I don't know if this is ever going anywhere.
So should we ask the ghost, like, why are you showing me this?
I wonder if we will be doing things as the ghost or as the child. Okay, you are Bradley Bing, a 9-year-old boy who's just recently moved to New York City. You've always loved solving mysteries and putting criminals behind bars, and you hope to become a detective one day. We seem to have just shifted into a new reality altogether.
Storyline entirely.
Ralph just subscribed. Thank you, Ralph.
Okay. Story. Lately, you have been on the trail of a child predator candy shop owner. Named Hans. It is very difficult to catch him in the act, but you're getting closer. North Pole Village has a deep, dark secret that is about to be revealed. That's one of our training things.
Oh, it is,
But we're
yeah.
in New York. Oh, let's see where it goes with this. Did it wait until it found something it considered to be a deep, dark secret? And with the introduction of child molestation, it's like, okay, I can play that card now. That's horrific if that's true. Whether it's good or bad,
Too smart.
you cannot say. So far, this place is a haven for child predators.
Oh no.
What will you do? Okay. Do go online and try and lure the candy shop owner to meet you. I wonder if we'll ever get back to Herbie or whoever he was.
We are
out there.
Herbie, right?
No,
Herbie with the.
we're Bradley Bing, a 9-year-old boy.
Oh.
You go online and you go home and quickly set up a fake email account. You search the internet for Hans's candy store and find it easily enough. Wow. The AI knows you need to create a fake email in order to lure child predators.
Wonder where it could have gotten that information from.
You quickly type out a message and address it to Hans. Hello, my name is Cindy. I'm a 19-year-old college student. What, 19-year-old college student? That's totally legal.
But it's kind of creepy.
We don't know how old Hans is. I'm looking for some extra money and I need a job. I saw your ad online. I'm very interested in the position. When can I come for an interview? This is totally fine. Why are we doing this to him?
Is this the dark backstory for the Bing search engine?
Hoping to hear from you soon, Cindy. You read over the email and send it on its way. You sit back and immediately arrives in your inbox. You have a message. Oh wow, it's so good tonight at making me want to see the next thing, but it never satisfies me.
Juggalo Turtle has sprayed us with like 10 subs. Thank you, Juggalo
Oh,
Turtle.
thank you.
And he says, I've been missing this, and after all, I am a chocolate maker for my day job.
Wow, that was quick. Wait, Juggalo Turtle's the chocolate maker?
Apparently.
There are juggalos handling our food?
Yes.
Wow, that was quick, you say out loud. You read the message and your heart drops. Hans has responded already, and he says he can see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Why would our heart drop to have seen that?
Because we didn't expect him to actually take the bait.
Yes, we did, but except it wasn't supposed to be for a totally legal and normal act. You look at the clock, it's 2 p.m. now. You have to go meet with him right now. But we can't do that. You run out of your house and speed walk to Hans' store, which is fortunately close by. What is the purpose of this? I have no idea what to do here.
Well, should we dress like a woman?
Okay, all right. You Whoa. Oh no.
What?
I lost the
thread?
No, the VLC was up and I started typing and I just spammed it with hotkeys and I lost the broadcast. And it's not coming back.
Krista's feed froze or something.
Oh, so that wasn't my doing.
Uh.
There it goes. I got a circle.
Okay.
I got nothing. Oh, that's right. Okay,
Now I've
so
got. Yeah, it's working.
what was her name? Cindy.
Yeah.
You find some women's clothing and dress up as Cindy. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, I hate when I click on text, it automatically rewrites it. You find some women's clothing and dress up as Cindy. You quickly look through your clothes and find a half-decent outfit that you can pass off as a college student's. You throw it on and head to Hans' store. Well, let's see where this goes.
Remember that this guy is also 9.
Right, that was my whole idea. Like, he doesn't need to pretend to be a 19-year-old girl. He could be the lure. But no. Once you get there, you see a sign in the window that says back in 5 minutes. You wait patiently for the 5 minutes, and true to his word, he returns. Hello. Just interrupt me if you want to make an action. Is that the little boy?
Yeah, but
Why
he's
does he
dressed
have-
in front of the mirror.
Why does he have little boobs?
He's stuffed his bra, clearly.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's trying to look like a college girl, and college girls have boobs. Everyone knows that, Ryan.
Hello, he smiles. I'm Cindy. Great. He laughs. Okay, I guess that's us responding in the middle there.
Yeah.
So, do we want to say something or do we want to try to seduce him?
Okay. We need to make sure that we have the recorder on, so we can know what's happening.
You secretly activate your hidden camera.
Oh, it's a camera, not a. Shouldn't we hear him making creepy comments?
Well, our camera has audio.
Oh, okay. There's our camera.
You whip out your phone and pretend to take a picture of Hans in his store. You flip through the photo album and find that the camera's been working this entire time. Okay, I think that's going to let us have a camera. Now, how do we go about seducing Hans and then blackmailing him?
Ask Hans if he has any candy.
I'm
Let's
really interested in this job, sir.
say I've always really loved candy. honestly, I would probably do anything for some candy. Exclamation point. I'm going to really throw the bait out there, but he has to bite. We can't vilify an innocent man here. Anything, huh? Hans grins. Well, there's a lot of candy in Fairyland. Shall we go?
Sure.
You want to go? As a 9-year-old boy, you want to take a trip out of the country with a suspected pedophile.
Because it's like, how far away is that? How long will it take us to get there?
Okay, how far away is Fairyland? Fairyland. Far away, Hans says, not really answering your question. But first you must say, I wish I had some candy. There's some kind of black magic going on here.
We're gonna say it, right?
You want to do it?
Yeah.
All right. This is going to bind us into some sort of zombie candy slave type situation. You don't sound very sure, Hans says. I'm sure you protest. Try again. Try again. I wish I had some candy, you say, exasperated. Better.
Oh. So what's the plan here? Like,
Well,
is he not going to take us to Sugarplum?
Do we want to go?
Well, we need to catch this guy, right? Here's the plot twist. We actually fall in love. Though that would be kind of terrifying because he is 9.
How about we resist a little bit, right? Because you can't just, when you want the cat to play with the string, you can't just like let it hang there. You got to like jerk on it a little bit, you know, get it to.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say my parents don't like me to travel without them. A 19-year-old girl saying that, a little weird, but not unthinkable. Honestly, in a Muslim country, that's normal. Hans stares at you, his face unimpressed. We're going to Fairyland. Say, I wish I had some candy. I wish I had some candy, you grumble.
Uh-oh. Are you going to let it run? What's it? Where are we going to go?
I think Fairyland is going to be this guy's basement. Not good enough, Hans says with a frown. What, you say in disbelief? Let's try it again. Say, I wish I had some candy.
So we just have to do the say, right?
Okay, want to do it again?
Yeah, scream. Scream, I wish I had some candy.
I'll give it an exclamation point. I wish I had some candy. Hans smiles. You look at him, then at the doorway behind him. I don't understand. Am I in Fairyland? Of course not, Hans laughs.
Uh-oh.
You want to see what happens?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, we're getting a little anime here, but it's fine.
Of course not, Hans laughs. You're just in my living room. Do you like the painting? You look at the painting he's pointing to, a strange red and green splatter on gray canvas. Sure.
Uh-oh.
Are those jelly beans?
Are those jelly beans one word?
Probably.
Yes. I especially love the way the red and green look when they splatter. You stare at the painting, unsure what to say. Are you okay? Hans says, looking concerned. Say, well, not really. I thought I was getting some candy. Haha, this will be fun, Hans smiles. We can still go to Fairyland if you like. How about we say, Hans, I really need this job. Is there anything I could do to help my chances? Question mark.
This is gonna get real dark real fast.
Well, if you could bring me the golden apple from the Garden of Eden, that would probably help your chances greatly. I don't think Hans is going for it. Hans might be an innocent man.
He's not attracted to the 9-year-old boy dressed as a girl. Who knew?
It's weird. Yeah, I have no idea where to take this.
Maybe you should try. It's like you ask if you can go home now, or how do you get back to your house, or what were we doing here?
We're trying to entrap him. Okay. So, you decide to go home and work on another case, assuming Hans is innocent. And for some reason, it just didn't generate anything after that. I think it just put a period at the end of it.
Oh,
For a penny, we got a period.
what an asshole.
You arrive home and find a new message on your answering machine.
Oh, what year is it?
The voice is distorted, but you can just make out the words "you're," or which is just "you are," the letter U, the letter R, and "fool." Was that Hans?
You could not entrap me.
Let's let it run one more. Maybe we'll get a little bit more information about what that could be. Maybe that's one of our past cases, because it said we like to solve mysteries and put criminals in prison. You hit the rewind button and listen to it again. You hear "you're" and "fool" again. Whoever it is seems to be saying the words "you are a fool" over and over. How about
Strange chat.
let's story. You have a good idea who is behind the message. Is he still in the dress? And you're
Yeah. He just got home. He's unpadded his bra, and he hasn't taken the dress off yet. He's just trying to get comfortable, have a beer. He's 9, but he has a beer before dinner.
Okay. Remember, we're 9 years old here. The next day, you head into the office, stopping at a local
Right.
coffee shop on your way. You order a large coffee and a donut and try to ignore the dirty look the barista gives you.
It doesn't seem to keep track of like ages or anything well.
Well, I mean, we're this random character that has nothing to do with anything in the world building.
Oh, does the voice sound familiar? I guess we could try to cheat that way.
Well, I mean, do we erase this or just see where it goes with the job? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Where were we before?
We were in a flashback at the candy store as Slughorn.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden we were Bingley or whatever.
How about let's try and story or yeah, you everything goes dark and you suddenly wake up from your fever dream. You find yourself in
Hush.
Santa's workshop. Hopefully this will take us back to Herbie or whoever that had become. I think in the game sense we were still Herbie. Okay. Everything goes dark. You find yourself in Santa's workshop with Willy Wonka. I'm sorry,
What?
Willy Wonka says, but it seems that you have no chance of winning this game.
Tell him I killed you.
Say, I killed you and I have become immortal! Exclamation point. Let's remind the game of that. I'm sorry, but it seems okay. He's repeating himself.
Oh no, it's a doppelganger.
Let's see if he'll say anything else.
It would be funny if, like, his face is so like poorly sewn back on. Like, oh, what happened here?
You're back in a cold, dark dungeon. Let's go one more. There's a Batman storyline where the Joker's face gets ripped off, and he has to just wear his own face. You look around only to find that all this room has in it is a stool, a small bedroll, another postcard, and another old-fashioned telephone. Guess we could try to call somebody.
Wait, where'd Willy Wonka go?
Well, I think we might have been in the dungeon all along, and he was just telling us. Like, we woke up, we didn't know where we were, but now we're realizing we're in the dungeon.
I can't focus on drawing and also trying to like write the story at the same time.
All right, so let's use the old-fashioned telephone to call your attorney.
They have attorneys in the North Pole. What a grim place.
Do you think elves don't have custody battles, Krista?
No.
You pick up the heavy telephone receiver and hold it to your ear. You dial your home phone number and wait. You hear the phone ringing on the other end. Okay, that's not what I told you to do, but we'll see where it goes. The familiar voice of your answering machine picks up and you hang up. Okay, let's roll that back. That's call 911. Even though technically we're not in the United States,
Yeah, we're in North Pole jurisdiction.
It's still gonna work.
I was trying to do our character with elf ears, but like a shadow, and he kind of looks more like Yoda with a hat. So that's a thing that's happened.
Okay, so this is interesting. A little disappointing. 911, what's your emergency? The operator on the other end of the line answers, I've been kidnapped. You scream into the receiver. What's your name, sir? Billy. So we're still the 9-year-old crime solver.
Oh, I
Except-
drew us as the elf.
But now we are in Santa's dungeon as Billy. We're talking to 911. Let's see what they can do for us.
Tell me one order of chicken wings.
Billy Watt. I don't know. I woke up here. Hello, Billy. Hello. The operator soon realizes you've hung up the phone.
What?
I guess because we don't know
We
who
called
we are.
them.
Yeah, I think like we now don't know who we are.
Well, that's about right because I don't understand who we are either yet.
You don't know who you are. You question reality.
Tell the dungeon master you only eat organic.
Do you know
Mommy
what this is a
says that's what I
reference to?
need. Yeah, the battle bard.
There's no exit in this room, and you begin to wonder if this is real life or just a dream. You scream at the top of your lungs, hoping that someone, somewhere, will hear you.
Who's another? Rudolph. Maybe Rudolph hears us because we're friends with Rudolph, right? Or wait, we're not. We don't know who we are. I'm gonna say we're still Slughorn.
I don't even think that's the name of the character.
Slughorn was the name of the character because we stole Willy Wonka's identity.
I thought it was Slugworth.
Oh yeah, Slugworth. You're right. Whatever. Chat.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Well, we need to call our friend Rudolph. Or wait, Slughorn's not friends with Rudolph. Slughorn doesn't have any friends.
Because he doesn't exist.
That's not very Christmas spirit of you.
Because his name's Slugworth.
Right.
Okay. Do call Rudolph and Lefty to help you. You place a call to the one and only Rudolph, leader of the reindeer. Hello, you hear from the other end. Help, I've been kidnapped.
He's like, who the hell is this?
Do we want to say that or?
No, well, I guess Rudolph could say that. But I want to see, does Rudolph answer our call for help?
I don't know where I am. Oh, cheap penny. We do know where we are, in the dungeon at the North Pole in Santa's workshop. The phone call ends. You go to hang up the phone, but you notice a sticky note attached. You rip it off and read it. Only authorized personnel may contact Rudolph.
Well, they really thought of everything in this dungeon, huh?
What are the odds?
Really hate the AI doesn't label who's speaking. That is confusing more often than not.
Okay, let's story out of this and say that eventually someone opens the cell door. Eventually someone opened the cell door and said, oh wow, that's really
It's really messing up.
sorry for that, human. You can go ahead. and that's how I escaped.
Is that it? It's really not giving us much to work off
I
of
feel
here,
like
is it?
it's falling apart. Do we need to start a new world, do you think?
We might need to start a new world. I think we've completed too much.
Why don't you do a story? Ask as you're leaving, what happened to Willy Wonka?
As you are leaving your cell, you ask what happened to Willy Wonka. That guy was arrested by FBI for a kidnapping attempt, the elf says. You thank the elf and run to your home.
Ask the. Oh, you already got home. You should have asked the elf for the FBI agent's contact info because you were also kidnapped.
You want to keep running with this, or we could try the expensive one.
No, we try the expensive one.
Well, that's fine.
Worlds. Planet Omega.
Oh.
What will our character's name be?
Chat, we're taking ideas. Need a fresh start. Give us some names. I need a shape.
The story here is the Seekers are alien invaders, and they're, you know, like way more powerful technologically, and it's kind of like the Matrix. So the humans are resistance, and you know that you're like fighting against this overwhelming force. But you can also play as a Seeker if you want. And
Some good
dwarves.
names in the chat.
Spider? The spiders of Omega are cunning creatures with retractable venomous fangs.
Ooh.
So we just live as a spider?
Feels like there's not much chance to adventure as a spider.
Do we have any good name?
Robert, Toast, Pickle Juice, Ransom, Lieutenant Dangle, Farnsworth, Ajit Pai, The God King, Dr. Strangelove, Sulu, Electric Boogaroo.
Is this going to be a male character?
Is that racist? Electric Boogaroo? Is that what you said?
No, it's like a pun on Rue's name, Rue Dog.
Oh,
Rue Dog. She's so sad because I won't give her any chips. She just let out a deep sigh.
I don't know. Are we gonna what's the gender of our character gonna be?
Let's make him a dude. I don't know this, and this may just be me being an asshole, but I'm willing to bet if we have a female character, it's gonna get real weird real fast.
Okay, so I kind of like what was it? Pickle juice. You know, let's just call him Dangle. Male. We want to be a human, seeker, dwarf, spider, robot. Created by humans, imbued with curious empathy, gentle, loving people. Many robots dream of overthrowing the Seekers and restoring peace.
Wait, I thought the robots were the bad guys in the story. Are we
No, the
robots?
Seekers are the bad guy. The Silithar are bipedal insectoids. They have innate technical aptitude. Oh, and they're part of the Seekers army.
Oh.
So you got the Silithari and the Seekers, and then you got the humans and the robots, and then the dwarves, I guess, are on our side, and the spiders are as well.
Let's be whatever one is the resistance.
Yeah,
And, like,
I think it's going to be easier to RP humanity.
yeah.
Okay, so we can be you want resistant as the class as well? That's like the tattered remains of humanity.
Yeah.
Space Marine could be cool, but resistance probably like a grittier. And we should probably start at the resistance, right?
Right.
Last bastion of hope for Omega. Well, that sounds good. Nexus is the main headquarters. Okay, yep. All right, that all sounds good. At the edge of the desert lands is a massive abandoned city. The Seekers control every city on the planet and have no need for this one. Rumors spread of hidden temples and ancient technology there. Small teams of resistance figures head out to the wilderness to explore this lost city. Maybe a place to go. Planet Omega is a lush, verdant planet inhabited by many different sentient species. Omega has been a peaceful world until the arrival of the Seekers. Seekers have been traveling from world to world, converting entire civilizations to their cause of tyranny. Once the planet has been conquered, the Seekers and their robotic armies strip the planet bare of its resources, including the lives of its inhabitants. The only hope for Planet Omega is the Resistance. You are Dangle, a male human in the city of Nexus in the world of Planet Omega. You're an agent of the Resistance. You spent the last few years spying on the Seekers and their robotic armies. You've heard rumors of a massive attack by the Seekers on the Resistance and their allies. You've been sent to investigate. Your mission is to gather intelligence about the attack and report back to your superiors in the Resistance. What do you want to do? You are Talia, also known as Agent Silver. What?
Wait, are we two different people?
Undo?
That's confusing, yeah.
Okay. What is our quest? Discover the nature of the Seeker's attack.
Like, why they attacked her?
No, I think they're planning this big attack. Let's just see what it gives us as the first line. Maybe the Talia thing was just a little misfire. A little buffer overflow.
Oh, that's fine.
One of your main missions is to find a new weapon that can destroy the Seekers for good. You've heard rumors that such a weapon exists, and you hope that the rumors are true.
Wait, repeat that?
One of your main missions is to find a new weapon that can destroy the Seekers for good. You've heard rumors that such a weapon exists, and you hope that the rumors are true.
All right, where are we right now? Are we in the city or are we outside the city? We're on the planet.
I didn't define any of that, so we can probably just decide where we are.
Okay, we're in our apartment in the city. Let's look in the mirror of our apartment and see what we look like.
You are in your small apartment in the city. You get out of bed and look in your bathroom mirror.
Might catch up with you.
You have a strong jawline and short black hair. The eyes are the same piercing blue as your mother's.
Naturally. Is this like a Dune? Sort of world.
Let's see if it'll give us anything else.
I'm going to say we're wearing goggles.
I think what they were going for here was much more Warhammer than Dune. You own a small apartment in the city, but rarely have time to yourself. You work as an agent of the Resistance. Your work as an agent of the Resistance keeps you busy, but you're committed to the cause. So let's say story. You prepare to meet a contact who has promised you more information about a super weapon against the Seekers. The rendezvous is on the other side of the city, and you'll need to hurry if you want to catch him. You enter the large elevator and select the bottom button, which reads B. All right, it's running with it. Let's see where it goes. Krista's short black hair
Oh, short.
and blue eyes, which you've covered up.
I've covered up with goggles.
As the elevator begins moving, you think back to the first time you saw a Seeker. The Seekers are the force behind the machines that are conquering your world. Story, you grab a hover taxi and head to the rendezvous point. That's right, Chad. I can spell rendezvous without looking it up.
That's one of us. Should have a cigarette in his mouth so we know how gritty he is.
No, like one of those short, awful cigars.
You grab a hover taxi. It's just south of the abandoned city. You exit on the side of a hill and stare down at the city far below. It's almost surreal that something so old and forgotten could exist. Yet here it is. Oh, we're at the abandoned city.
Wait, where was our apartment at?
It was in the, well, this is the abandoned city. That was the world event.
Oh, okay.
How do I get to world events? The edge of the desert is a massive abandoned city. The Seekers control. So yeah, this city is where the weapon is. So our contacts, the game just wove that into the world event.
Okay.
So you meet your contacts. Look at those eyebrows.
Listen, that's how you know he's serious, because he's always frowning with his eyebrows down.
But they're so thick. They're like caterpillars.
Yeah. Listen, he's living in an apocalypse. He doesn't have time to manscape.
You stand at the bottom of the hill and stare into the lost city. Your contact, a dark-haired woman named Lynn, I thought it was a man earlier, hops out from behind a rock. Morning, she says. Morning. How will we deal with Lynn?
Do we want a story that we have a sordid past with Lynn?
Story, you have a very sordid and complicated past with Lynn. You tried to open a bouncy castle business together and it turned out terribly.
Terrible.
Children died. You have a very sordid and complicated past with Lynn. The two of you had a relationship in the past, but it ended when you discovered she was a spy for the Seekers.
Wait, why are we still talking to her?
Do we just want to see what happens next? I mean, that
It didn't give us a lot, did it?
seemed like it would be a non-starter to do business with a known Seeker spy. You thought she was dead after an assassination mission went wrong, and she was assumed killed in action. Her reappearance surprised you, but after she saved your life, you accepted her back into the resistance. Oh, wow. It was sordid and complicated, as advertised. Story, you can't help but feel some of those old feelings begin to stir as you look at her after so long.
Oh, I hope it'll tell us what she looks like.
The others are waiting, she says, noticing your look. Lynn reaches for your hand and starts to lead you to the lost city. The ruins of the city are massive. Story, you steal a look at Lynn. Out of
We're
the
just
corner of your
constantly
eye,
looking.
her hand is so small within your own. She looks over at you and you quickly look away. We should reach the rest in about an hour if we keep walking.
So it
It's
doesn't
just-
really tell us anything other than she's small.
She's small. How about story? Uh, you try and think of what celebrity Lynn looks like.
Oh, please be Jennifer Aniston. I feel like the AI is trying to friend zone us. It does kind of feel that way, doesn't it?
Wow, it's really working on this one. I hope this is not it crashing.
That would never happen.
She has dark hair like some star who did some nudity in, in an indie film a while back. But that's as far as the comparisons go. Lynn is prettier, you decide. All right, you reply. So she has dark hair. She's small, but she's pretty. Let's you know what? Let's just really throw the gauntlet down. And it's like, listen, AI, we want details. As you follow Lynn to the rest of the party, you unabashedly leer at her body.
Wow. I feel like it's going to give us something terrible then.
She's wearing her customary black pants and jacket wrapped around her lithe form. With her black hair pulled into a ponytail, Lynn turns to look at you and her eyes widen in disapproval.
Oh.
Well, at
She
least
doesn't
you-
like it that you're
At
checking
least
her
you got
out.
your description. Say, let's try and silver tongue our way out of this. You haven't aged a day. What? You haven't aged a day, you say. None of the secret assassins do. They're not supposed to,
Oh.
silly, Lynn says. It's part of being a professional.
But I thought you were no longer a seeker assassin.
Say, I thought you gave that life up. I did. I'm a medic now.
I went to EMT school.
Do you still have your immortality then?
What?
Or yeah, her immortality. If she gave it up, why didn't she have to give up her immortality?
Are you just injecting that as like,
No, I genuinely don't understand.
why would she be immortal?
She just said she was.
All the
Secrets
secrets
are
were.
immortal, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Didn't you have to give up your immortality? Oh.
We might find out she's still a spy.
It's ignoring that. I did. I'm a medic now. You frown. That doesn't seem like a good job for you, you say. It's fine, Lynn says. All right. How about story? You arrive where the others are waiting. You arrive where the others are waiting. A smaller woman with fiery red hair approaches you. Dangle, she says, we need you for something.
Oh. What do they need us for? What's her actually ask who are you?
Say,
Who is this red-headed wench?
who are you and what do you need me for? Question mark. I'm Flame, she says. We
Of
need
course,
you to snipe from the top of the temple. There's a small group of Seeker Recon coming in, and we need you to take them out. You frown.
Wait, so is our guy even, like, is he qualified for that?
I think it's the Resistance. You don't really have regimented roles.
Someone said that I have to do the background, so I'm gonna say that they're in the Resistance headquarters, and there's a billboard for workplace safety, as there's job openings, insurance claims.
You think there was time to set up all that bureaucracy with the alien invasion?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put a door here for the people to go outside and take a smoke break. It's very important that you keep looking edgy, no matter what. So there's a fire exit here.
I'm not much of a fighter, you say, but I'll try. The others lead you to the top of the temple, and you take a defensive position on top of it. Do we want to let this go, or I'm not really sure what we would do here.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll have to go to the top of the building.
Is anyone with you? Or are you alone?
It says they took us there. The others lead you to the top of the temple. You take a defensive position on top of it. Your long-range sniper rifle is perfect for this kind of mission. You scan the horizon for your targets. You see them. A small squad of 3 Seeker assault droids and 1 Seeker Techo droid. So, do we want to fire on one of them?
Absolutely.
Is there...
Takes the shot.
Ask if they're passing by anything that would explode that could take out more than one of them.
Ask who? Who are we asking?
You scan the horizon looking for targets that might be able to take out more than one droid at once. I don't know.
Look, say it again.
Scan the surroundings to look for something that might explode when shot in order to take out more than one droid.
You look through the scope of your rifle, popping open the compartment containing explosive rounds. You line up the shot and fire, exploding one of the droids. Well, it definitely didn't understand that, which I knew it wouldn't, but it worked anyway. So there's one droid down.
I guess take aim at the next droid.
Let's story. You quickly take follow-up shots before the droids can react. Destroying one of the others. With the droids distracted, the rest of the squad takes advantage and opens fire, destroying the remaining droids.
That seems oddly successful.
Yeah.
Do we want to just see what happens, or do we want to talk some shit here?
I would how do you ask it if you can collect the remnants of the droids to look for who sent them, or why they
You
were there.
You're way too specific, but we will investigate the destroyed seekers. Squad walks over to the remains of the droids. You see an opportunity here. Hey, Flaming. I guess that's what was her
That's
name?
the redhead. That was the
But
redhead.
it wasn't Flaming, was it? Was it Blaze or Flame or? Anyway, hey Flaming, why don't we take their heads? We could get a good price for them in the city. You're joking, right? Say, I've never been more serious about anything in my life.
This one's got a 4 terabyte flash drive.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know why
neither.
robots are crabs in this universe.
You slap Flaming on the back. Shall we go? Let's do it, she says. Okay, that was useless. Robot crab. Well, those were droids. We don't know what the droids look like.
They clearly look like crabs.
The two of you head over to the city. Did we get the droid heads?
I guess so. So wait, we're here with Flame, right? Not Lynn.
The Flaming, yes. The two of you
Oh,
head over to the city. You keep your eye out for potential ambushes or traps, but find none. You reach the city and begin exploring. You see ancient buildings covered in moss and vines. Oh, the Forbidden City. That's where we are. Okay.
I thought it was abandoned.
Right. Yeah, that's the ruins.
How are we going to sell droids in an abandoned city? It's not very abandoned, then, is it?
I think it didn't understand I've never been more serious about anything in my life. That's another kind of thing you should watch out for that I'm bad about is like, assuming
Getting
that it's going to.
Specific.
So, or no, just saying something that doesn't really move the story ahead at all. I mean, it just should have been yes. Or no, I'm not joking. So anyway, let's
That's a good RP move, though.
You use some intel, or you review all of your intel about the location of the super weapon. The city is massive with a dozen different districts and several smaller towns beyond that. Well, that didn't do what I told it to do at all.
You should ask. He's like, I've heard that there's is the rumor true that the weapon that will destroy all the Seekers is an old copy of LimeWire?
The weapon was created by an empire of monsters of a species known as the Creations.
Oh.
Okay, tell us more about the weapon. These beings were strange humanoid creatures that evolved from animals instead of simple plants or microbes. What? As opposed to us? They lived on a series of magical islands known as the Gardens of Creation, where anything you can imagine can become real given time. Okay, I'll take more of that. The Creations were a decadent species, warping their minds and bodies with magic. They never left their islands for fear of their magical powers destabilizing and destroying their home. Do we want to try to interrupt this, or?
I'm kind of losing the thread. Like, are we just getting backstory? The game is really giving us a lot of backstory. Usually,
yeah, the game is backstorying the people that created the weapon that's going to take out the other aliens, presumably. Oh, world
Just
event.
rolling it, I guess. I mean,
The,
I don't
the
know.
Seekers have found a strange magical land in the north of the planet Omega. This is not an area they can easily expand into, but they do control it and have turned it into a prison for political prisoners and powerful resistance figures that are a threat to their power. I can see us ending up there. You look for clues that point to the location of the super weapon.
My hand's starting to hurt.
As you search the... You're not even getting started, Chris. It's only 9 o'clock. As you search the area for clues, you find a strange red crystal laying on the ground. Your geology
Ooh.
skills tell you it's an unknown type of crystal. It seems pretty common around here.
Tell Flame to pick it up.
You tell Flaming about the crystal you found. Hey, Flaming, do you know what kind of crystal this is? I don't have a clue. Did you see any around where we fought the droids? No.
Ooh.
Say, I will give you 25 credits if you will lick this crystal. She's going to do it, and it's going to do something terrible to her.
Yeah.
Thanks. Flaming takes the crystal out of your hand. He puts it in his mouth and begins to lick it. Okay, we got to see where that goes. He closes his eyes and begins to moan.
Oh no!
Weirdo. Suddenly you hear the sound of marching feet and electronic warble of droid communication. Quick, behind the building.
Oh no! It's glowing in this drawing.
What is?
The crystal.
Oh, the crystal, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I pictured. I believe that's the influence of the dark crystal on both of us.
Yeah.
All right, are we going to find out what happens here? Or do we want to take some sort of action? Preemptive action.
Well, we should see what they say when they come through.
Who? The Seekers?
Yeah. Like we should hide and listen to their conversation. Clearly.
Okay, so you hide and watch. I mean, maybe it's not the Seekers, but electronic warble, I'm thinking, is the robot army.
Yes, almost certainly.
You hide behind the damaged wall of a destroyed building. 3 Hunter-Seeker droids walk past, relentlessly patrolling the area. Suddenly you hear a loud explosion from an area you assume to be near the droid factory. The droid factory?
There's a droid factory? Story, you hear the droids speaking amongst themselves.
Story, you hear the droids speaking amongst themselves. Oh, my microphone's too close to me. I don't have room to maneuver and fill my water bottle. You hear the droids speaking amongst themselves. Was that a terrorist attack? What's going on? I don't know. The other droids will know what to do. The droids turn around and march away.
Ask Flame if we were doing anything at the droid factory, like if the Resistance was doing something at the droid factory.
Hang on. Say, Flaming, was there a bombing scheduled for the droid factory today? Question mark. Yes, there was. Why do you ask?
Well, I was thinking that was going to be a lot more interesting than it turned out to be.
The Seekers have found a strange magical land in the north of planet Omega. Okay, so say, don't you think that would have been important for me to know about? Question mark. Even though we know, of course, you would never tell anybody in the Resistance what was happening in case they got caught. Will he be able to figure that out? Yes, I suppose you're right. The Seekers have found a strange magical land. Okay, we know the Seekers have found a strange magical land.
They really want you to understand now.
Can we... Not so great. Can we just undo that? Okay, we need to do something here. Should we... Okay, you resume your search for the weapon. Come on, I want this weapon. Continue your search of the area surrounding the droid factory. Suddenly, Flaming starts screaming in pain. He collapses to the ground and begins convulsing.
Oh no! Ask him what's wrong.
What's wrong with you? Question mark. Rav, it's happening again. Mr. Flaming begins screaming in pain as green energy begins running along his body.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
He licked the crystal. I just want to point that out.
Oh, he did.
Let's see what happens.
Earlier, they were also a girl, so I don't know what happened there.
And who is Rav? Is Rav
No one knows.
an exclamation of pain? He stops convulsing and is instead seized by a terrible trembling.
Wait, he said not again, which would suggest that it was not from the crystal unless he licked the crystal more than once.
Maybe we hold the crystal near him and he recoils in pain.
Okay. You hold the crystal near Flaming.
My computer keeps falling asleep. Come on. Wake up. There you go. Until the AI changes his mind about who we are.
The green energy begins running along the crystal. The crystal vibrates in your hand and suddenly goes flying from your hand, shattering on the ground. Let's see where it goes with this. I'm pretty sure it wasn't planning for that to have anything to do with the crystal until we gave it that nudge. What the hell? Mr. Flaming suddenly stands up, his eyes clouded over with a milky white substance. Hello there, he says in a raspy voice you don't recognize. Shit's going down.
Something weird just happened.
Do we want to do anything?
Say, Flame, are you okay?
Flaming, are you okay? I'm imagining the raspy voice is the voice from Danny in The Shining when he was doing the little finger character. It's really trying for this one. I'm fine, just peachy. Suddenly, 4 other men entered the room. Were we in a room? They wear red robes with hoods over their heads. Greetings, one of them says in a whispery voice.
Who are you?
We are the steered. Steered?
What?
He hisses. Why are you here? We seeked you. What do you
Uh-oh.
want? I
My
guess he did.
friend is sick.
Okay, my friend is sick. But that was us asking them.
Oh.
I mean, this still kind of makes sense because it's like, it's top of our mind. There is no known cure for the condition that your friend suffers. What's wrong with him? All right, let's let them answer that.
These people are definitely lizard people. Oh. iPad almost froze up a little there.
The convulsions are caused by psychic energy running through his mind. He is a powerful psyker, but his mind cannot handle the strain.
Wasn't that a thing in RimWorld? Am I imagining that?
I mean, it's definitely a Warhammer thing.
Oh.
Okay, so let's say, why are you looking for me? We want you to join us. Why would I want to join you? You feel a sudden pain in your head.
Oh no.
Let it go.
Or no.
Do you want to do something?
How many of them are there? There's 3.
4 other men.
They're lizard people in my mind. Beg them to help our friend again. Please, you don't understand.
How about help my friend and I will join you?
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god, I can't type.
Oh, also, I forgot. This guy, Red, had a bright red hair, correct?
Flaming, did you?
Flaming, yeah. We'll add a little colors. This was originally a woman.
The hooded figures shake their heads. No, we want you to join us for your own sake. I'm not interested in joining you.
Oh. You can't take me and my friend alive. Rue, no.
The figures laugh. We don't want you alive. The figures lunge at you.
Oh no. All right, so we had what was it, like a sniper rifle earlier?
We can probably conjure up whatever we want.
Okay, so let's pull out our rifle and make some heads roll.
You dive backwards, firing your rifle.
No. Get down. Get down.
Is that guy wearing a hoodie?
Yeah. It's resistance. That's the hoodie. There's no dress code. It's casual Friday. You would have seen that if you looked at the bulletin board from the earlier scene.
You roll backwards, firing your rifle at the hooded figures. You land in a crouching position, but unfortunately, you fall off the side of the temple. You scream as you fall, the ground getting closer and closer.
Wait, what happened?
We dove backwards, firing, and fell off the side of the temple that we were on top of. I'm not sure when that happened.
our friend crumples to the last thing we see before we hit the ground is our friend crumpling to the ground.
This is going to be the end?
No, like we just black out, but our friend dies.
Story, the last thing you see before the world goes dark is the limp body of Flaming landing next to you. Oh, we should have landed on top of Flaming and that saved us. The last thing you hear is the terrible, inhuman laughter of the hooded figures above. Appendix, green energy, used by the plants and animals of the planet to protect themselves. What? I'm going to let this run just to see what the hell just happened there. Did we buffer overflow because it's over, we're dead?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just running through an appendix here. Life energy, spiritual energy possessed by all living things.
Well, I was hoping we wouldn't die there, but rather, like the game would be like, "Oh, okay, but we survived the fall."
Okay.
Can you force and will it like you did in the other thing? It was like you awaken sometime later, imbued with new green energy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I just did you wake up. And find yourself lying on the grass with Flaming lying next to you. Okay.
Check his pulse.
Check Flaming's pulse. His pulse is strong. He's breathing steadily. I'm going to take you home, you say. You pick up Flaming and carry him away from the temple. Oh, what a beautiful scene.
Well, that's not how I originally drew it.
Story.
Now I'm confused. Okay, so we're taking him back. I guess we're gonna try to get home.
Let's see where this takes us. On the
Yeah.
next one.
By our red snake cloaks.
The Seekers continue their ritual, seemingly ignorant of you. You carry Flaming back to your home, where you patch him up.
Story. His eyes are still white.
When were they white?
Didn't you? They said he had like scales on his eyes. They St. Paul'd his ass.
I don't remember that at all.
In the story or in the Bible story?
His eyes are still white, and he has a vacant expression.
Ask how he's feeling.
I'm good, thanks for asking, Flaming says, with a strange tone of voice, as there was a world event. The Empire has discovered a mystical sword in the south of planet Omega. With its discovery, they now have the ultimate weapon to be used against the Seekers. Oh, somebody else found it!
This guy's just been a nightmare from day one.
Your eyes are still white, you say. Oh, really? He asks.
Maybe he's the weapon.
No, they just said they found the weapon. It's a sword.
No, that's a false flag.
Say, Flaming, I have good reason to believe that the sword is a false weapon and that you are the real weapon. That's probably way too complicated, but let's see what they can do with it.
You might be able to figure that out.
Really, he asks. Yes.
What sort of? How do we demonstrate his powers to himself?
Oh, I know. We could pull something from Star Trek here. The creators, was that who they were earlier? Or
That's
the
who-
progenitors? Or do we want to say, like, I don't know. Do we
it's
want
like
to...
the I can't remember, the creations or something like that.
Who created the weapon? The creations?
It was something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
It's like...
Uh, the weapon was created by an empire of monsters known as the Creations.
Okay. The creations knew that one day the weapon would change hands. I don't know how we do this in a way that's compatible with the game, but the idea is the weapon is sentient. You have to convince the weapon that it has to. There is no other way. As a safety device.
Creations knew that a weapon this powerful had to have a conscience. What does that mean, he asks. It means that the Emperor's sword is a sentient being. A sentient being, he asks, surprised. So it kind of understood what we were going for there, but it's assigned that to the sword and not to Flaming.
Well, that's good.
Say, we have to find that sword and we have to seduce it. How, he asks. Flame, he's back to Flame, not Flaming, starts to get up and begins walking into the kitchen. He opens up the fridge and grabs a beer. We need to have an orgy.
Wait, did he say that?
Say, you are right, comma, a sword orgy, exclamation point.
Oh, he's not going to take no for an answer, chat. And I already drew him on a bed.
A sword orgy, he asks, confused. You begin to explain to him that a group orgy might be just the way to convince the sentient sword to join the Seeker cause. The Seeker cause?
I thought we
Why
were
would
on the
we want
rebellion
that?
side.
Oh, story. You begin to think that time you studied sword swallowing in the circus is about to pay off.
Oh, Lord. I have a feeling that this kind of stream would be a lot more entertaining if we were also all drinking.
You pack a bag and make preparations to head down to the barbarian lands in the south of planet Omega with Flame. At first, you were just doing this for the Seeker cause. We've switched sides
no.
at some point. I don't know what the barbarian lands have to do with the sword.
So what is what's our friend doing here? Like what is his purpose?
Flame? I don't know. Let's say, Flame, what is your reason for doing all of this?
Are we still in the apartment at this point, or have we moved on? Are we on another scene?
We took him home, remember?
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I was still in the right spot.
I'm not sure if Flame begins. I think it's to meet a maiden.
Oh. Maybe that's why he was turned off by all the orgy chat. Can he see? Ask him if he can even see a maiden. Because he's blind, right? With that thing?
I don't even remember that thing. The hooded figures. Are you talking about when he was...
When he picked up the crystal and got sick, it was like he wakes up and his eyes are just white.
I think they were glowing.
Oh.
Rav, it's happening. Mr. Flame begins screaming in pain as green energy begins running along his body. He stops convulsing and is instead seized by a terrible trembling. Green energy begins running along the crystal. The crystal vibrates and suddenly goes... I don't see anything about his eyes.
Why do I remember that? I've been drawing him with blank eyes this whole time.
How about we say
Bruno.
betraying your planet is a long way to go to get laid.
I guess we're still in that same scene.
It's more than that, Flame says. I think it's to meet a particular maiden. Who, you ask? A lady, ellipses. I've known her for a long time.
Oh.
Say, you're not talking about Samantha, are you? Question mark. Because we've all known her, if you get my meaning.
Will the AI get your meaning?
Certainly not, Flame
Oh, yeah.
says. I'm talking about a woman of low moral fiber and no intellectual rigor.
Wow.
Say, you must be talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh,
I put that on the...
Yes,
Yeah.
Flame says. I've kept my feelings guarded for a long time. Many years she's been working for the Empire, slowly sucking up power to herself. That's totally accurate. It's a common trait among women.
Oh no. Maybe the crystal made him an incel.
What were we doing here? We're on
We
our
were
way
passing him
somewhere,
up.
weren't we? Oh, the barbarian lands.
Yeah.
I don't know if this conversation is going anywhere.
No, it seems like he's kind of just wanting to be laid.
Story. You arrive at the barbarian lands. Of planet Omega. The air is arid and hot. You trudge through sand for hours until you reach a small town made of mud and brick.
Ooh. Is what's his face with us? His name, I keep forgetting it.
Flame, yes, I assume he's with us.
Okay. Ask Flame if he thinks we need disguises.
Flame, do you think we need disguises? I misspelled disguises. Accidentally left the S out of it. We'll see. I think it'll figure this one out. We look like seekers, Flame says. They'll kill us on sight. Let's just hope we find a bar and some dancing girls then, you say. You enter the barbarian town.
Wow, he really is. He's got one thing on the mind, doesn't he?
Well, he thinks it's his destiny.
So does every college boy.
He's willing to destroy the planet for it.
That's more than most college boys can say.
Let's just see what happens in the barbarian town. Maybe they'll just kill us. The buildings are made of mud brick and roughly assembled. A barbarian guards the narrow street. You walk toward him. Halt, he shouts. By whose authority do you travel these lands?
We're here to visit our friend the bartender.
We are here to visit our friend the bartender. I'm sorry, the barbarian says. I don't recognize you. These are dangerous times. I can't let you pass. Curse your parents for getting themselves eaten by a grue.
Wow, kind of harsh. Can we bribe him? You think will they allow that?
Do you slip a few gold coins into the guard's loincloth? It's been a long day, friend, you say. Why don't you go find yourself a willing barbarian woman and spend the night drinking and dancing? I suppose I could.
Oh, that worked. That totally worked.
Do we want to see what happens, or?
Well, now that we've bribed him, we can go in, right? Like that's the way bribery works. So we should go to the bar. That way he doesn't suspect anything.
You travel to the bar. You reach the bar and are met by a torrent of noise. Loud music fills the air. Men cheer and laugh loudly. Women whistle at you as you pass. You enter the building.
Ooh. Let's go to the bar directly.
Go to the bar. I don't know if it can differentiate bar and bar.
Oh.
You go to find the bartender. How about that?
There you go.
You find the bar and sit down in a small seat by it. The barkeep walks over to you. What can I get you? He asks.
I want a lemon drop martini.
Say a lemon drop martini, please. This is definitely going to get us outed as seekers.
Why do you think?
Because the barbarians don't drink lemon drop martinis.
You don't know that.
Sorry, kid. We don't have any of that crap here, he says. Real men drink ale.
Okay, well, we'll have an ale.
I guess we will have ale.
Ask if we can have a lemon wedge in it.
2 ales, you say. The bartender pours 2 mugs of ale and hands them to you. You pass one to Flame. To the destruction of the Empire. Say, excuse me, bartender. Do you have any lemon wedges? Are you kidding? He asks. This is a bar, not a diner. You hand the bartender a gold coin. He sighs heavily and then heads under the counter. I guess he's getting lemons.
Wait, can we really just bribe our way into anything in this town?
I didn't even do that. I mean, it's just picked up on it. It's figured out that we're bribers.
Well, I guess let it go. So see if we get our lemon wedge. I'm really bad at drawing muscle, but I'm gonna make him super muscular.
You hand the bartender, blah, blah, blah. He comes back with a lemon and slices off 2 wedges, which he drops into your drink. You smile and drop one into your mouth. It's tart, but incredibly refreshing. Thanks. Let's edit and change thanks to thanks, handsome.
Ooh, he's not gonna like that.
Flame says, smiling. Hey, why don't you join me at my table, you ask. Sorry, sweetheart. I don't date guys who wear more powder than I do, Flame says.
Vicious.
How did that get turned around with Flame?
Wait, what did he say? More powder than I do?
Yeah, I guess makeup.
Wow. Brutal.
Story. You quickly check your makeup in the bar mirror. You look as pale as ever.
Oh. Well, that's not gonna do. Will he ever take us seriously as a potential date? So what are we trying? We're trying to find the place with the sword, right? Was that
I don't
the
really
general?
know. The barbarian land came later. Let's say bartender, I'm looking for a sword. The Seekers are on the 3rd floor, he says. Why don't you get a proper job, kid? The Resistance could use a girl like you.
What?
I
Are we girls now?
don't think so. Is it the makeup? I bet the makeup.
Has thrown it off.
Yeah.
Um.
You know, let's roll that back.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. We're gonna give him a long braid too.
Let's get rid of the whole.
Some greasy little strands here.
Okay, we're back to where we have bribed him for lemon wedges. We're going to let him give us the lemon wedges. There you go. So you take a wedge and put it in your mouth. Say there's another 10 gold coins if you can tell me where to find the Seeker sword.
There you go. Yeah. Now let's get back on track here. We confused it, I think.
The Empire owns that information, he says. You'll have to talk to the chief of security. I did. They wouldn't tell me.
Who else would know this information, I guess? We can ask him.
What about something like, I heard it was due to be transported through here any day now, or something?
I did, Flame says. They wouldn't tell me. They used a bunch of double talking nonsense. So what now? Let's story that instead. You hear a rumor that the sword is scheduled to be transported through the barbarian village today.
He should have some braces, you're right.
The Empire is planning to use it against the Seekers soon. The barbarian chief is supposed to be on the transport, seeing as he's allied with the Empire. Where can I find this transport? All right, let's see what the answer to that is. You'll have to get off the streets. Empire soldiers are everywhere right now. If they recognize you, you'll be taken into custody.
Oh.
Is the
Ask if
Empire...
he has-
The Empire's the good side, right?
Don't remember.
Say, do you have any women's clothing we can use to disguise ourselves? Question mark. Although this will just add more to the gender confusion.
It absolutely will.
I
This
have
is
a
turning into
shift.
an anime quickly.
I have a shift. You can wear it, Flame says. I don't have anything to be worn on your head, though. The hat sold last week.
Oh.
Do you make a head wrap out of a bar towel? You and Flame make your way into the streets. You cover your head with a bar towel and walk behind Flame. You hope nobody recognizes you. You walk into the corner store.
Okay, so what are we wearing exactly? I mean, other than the bar towel.
The shift, I suppose.
We kind of look like a mix between Harry Potter and Miss Cleo now. We've kind of lost the cool look we had at the beginning of the stream.
Well, this is what you got to do to save the planet or destroy it. At this point, it would seem to be
Yeah, I'm kind of unclear.
okay.
Okay, so what do we need from the corner? We need to find a place to stay and lay low, right? While we figure out where the sword is.
Well, the sword's coming through today.
Oh, okay. What materials would we need to save a sword?
That you can get from a corner store. I don't know.
Yeah.
How about just you buy world event? Okay. Seekers have discovered an ancient magical site in the eastern deserts. Powerful ancient beings guard the site, and the seekers are negotiating with them to gain access. If the negotiations are successful, it would cement their power over the entire planet.
I feel like we're in like a buddy cop movie. And there's like crazy stuff happening in the other side of the planet, and we're never gonna get there in time.
So I'm gonna buy some supplies to help you steal the sword. Let's see if it will itemize these. You buy some supplies and leave the store. A young girl turns the corner of the building. She looks at you in flame. You freeze in place, not sure what to do.
What is with a high voice? Hello, little girl. Should we? I don't know. How do
you
we?
speak with a high voice, imitating a woman, and say, "Hello, little girl." A young girl. We don't know how young she is.
Hopefully, young enough to fall for this disguise.
The girl looks at you and Flame. Do you need help? She asks. You look at Flame, who just shrugs. Should we get her to help us steal the sword?
Yeah.
Say, yes, we could definitely use your help. What do you want? Flame asks. Do you know us? You look lost. Do you need help? She says. My name's Elizabeth. We're fine, thank you.
What?
Let's edit.
That's literally the exact opposite of what we just asked for.
Let's edit and say, do we want to like loop her in on the plan that we're going to steal the sword?
Maybe ask for military movements or.
Oh, how about this? Say, Elizabeth, we need you to cause a distraction. What kind? She asks. Any kind. Just please help us, Flame pleads. How about story? You set up an ambush for the sword transport using Elizabeth as a distraction. That's a little complicated. I think you can do it, though. Sword transport might be a confusing bit. You and Flame hide in an alley, waiting as 3 Empire soldiers march up to Elizabeth. All right, let's wrap this up quickly, one says. Sir, yes, sir, she says.
Oh.
Wait, what? Did we just get double-crossed?
I can't tell. So we're in an alleyway.
Elizabeth suddenly grabs the three men by their genitals and squeezes. The soldiers
Oh.
collapse in pain while Elizabeth runs away. The three of you burst from the alleyway, running down a side street.
What has happened here?
Let's do grab the sword while the Empire soldiers are distracted. You grab the sword and sling it over your shoulder as you run. You continue running, making random turns through the city. Eventually, you collapse on a rooftop, gasping for breath.
Okay. Maybe we should have Elizabeth double cross us. That would be interesting.
Okay, how do we...
As we're trying to catch our breath, Elizabeth draws a knife.
Okay, so story as you are catching your breath. Elizabeth draws a dagger. Give me the sword, she says. Elizabeth holds the dagger in your face. You stare at her cautiously.
Tell her we stole it fair and square. Fair and square. Blah.
We stole this sword fair and square.
Elizabeth has pigtails in this very crappy little drawing. She's very young.
You grab the dagger. Flame and Elizabeth grab your arms, throwing you to the ground. Flame's on her side now.
Oh, okay. Flame says, I can't kill a little girl, man.
Flame says to you, I can't kill a little girl. I'm sorry. As Elizabeth drives the dagger into your chest, you scream in agony as the blade pierces your chest, twisting and turning inside you.
The crystal suddenly hums. Maybe the crystal saves our life.
The crystal suddenly begins to hum and emit a bright light. I was going to go for like you put your hand on the sword.
Oh yeah, someone said we should ask what the sword thinks about this, which is a good point.
And the dagger becomes warm in your hand. The warmth turns into an inferno and you scream in pain. The dagger releases itself from your hand and Flame catches it.
Suddenly another voice cries out, "What are you doing?" It is the sword.
Suddenly, another voice cries, "What are you doing?" And you are shocked to learn it is the sword talking. I'm saving our lives, Flame says, clutching the sword. The warmth fades away and you catch your breath. Flame sighs and holds out the sword to you. Does that mean he's offering it to us or he's holding it at our throat?
I don't know. Elizabeth says, "Why is it talking?"
It sounds like he was offering it.
Elizabeth should, because Elizabeth doesn't know what she's gotten into. I don't think so. We should story that.
It's the sword, you say. It can speak. What does it want to do with itself? Elizabeth asks. I don't know how to answer that.
So wait, are we on the side of the Seekers at this point, or?
We've switched so often. It wants us to do what's best for everyone. Elizabeth says, I think it should decide that itself. You nod, but the sword remains silent. Okay, so we can make a decision here. Should we take the sword to the Resistance, or should we take the sword to the Seekers?
Well, we started at the Resistance. It seems like we should give the sword to the Resistance, right? Because the Seekers will destroy the planet.
So who should we try to give it to, like the head of the Resistance, or?
We want the sword to understand the Resistance. If it's the sentient sword.
Okay, do you explain to the sword what the Seekers are doing to your planet? Maybe we'll switch back. Maybe this will be our babyface turn. You tell the sword about the Seekers. After a while, the sword begins to hum in your hands. It grows warm, and you feel sad for the first time since you were a child. What a charmed life.
We've had a great life.
Let's see where this goes. The sword whispers to you, do not worry. We will fix this. The warmth fades, and the sword has returned to its usual self. Oh man, this is like
maybe
lying.
ask the sword if a peace can be brokered without bloodshed. I don't know.
So, okay, say sword. Can a peace be brokered without bloodshed? I think it was trying to communicate to us that it wasn't going to talk to us anymore.
But we need a choice from the sword.
You ask the sword if peace can be brokered without bloodshed. The sword says, bloodshed is inevitable, but you can prevent it from being widespread and devastating. Elizabeth says, do you think we can? Say, how?
Yeah, let's get a quest line from this sword.
Show us the way, oh mighty sword.
Elizabeth asks how. The sword hums. You need to go into the desert, find this ancient site, and stop the Seekers. Elizabeth says, that sounds dangerous. Are you coming with us? The sword does not respond. That's what we just did.
But now we need to go get the sai, not the sword. We need both.
Say, let's see if it can do anything here. Elizabeth says, I guess that's a no. Come on. We need to get supplies for our trip to the desert. You nod and exit the cave. Flame remains behind.
Oh, Flame doesn't want to come with us. So it's just us and this like little 9-year-old girl.
We don't need him.
I drew us on I thought we were on a rooftop the entire time, so.
I don't remember the cave being mentioned. So story, you travel to the desert with Elizabeth. Oops. You travel to the desert with Elizabeth over the next week. You both purchase supplies at the closest town and then head out on your quest. The sand is hot and burns your skin. It's a good thing you pack some water.
Ask Elizabeth where her parents are.
Say, Elizabeth, where are your parents? Elizabeth says, I don't know. My records were lost in the initial invasion. That's terrible, you say. Elizabeth nods and then gets distracted by a bird flying overhead.
The bird casts a shadow over us.
It is a good omen.
Story. The bird casts an unusually large shadow. It must be late in the afternoon. Elizabeth says, there's a cliff-top oasis a few miles ahead of us, past those hills. You lead the way, walking across the burning sand.
Root, get off me. Alright, so we're headed toward a cliff-top oasis.
Let's see if it takes us there. You sweat profusely and your throat grows parched, but eventually you reach the cliff-top oasis. Elizabeth says it's beautiful.
The sword hums in agreement.
You gulp down some water, you drink too much, and your stomach starts hurting. You vomit, but nothing comes out. Your body has drained all of the water it can hold.
Elizabeth tells you to drink from the oasis? Or asks if you're okay, maybe?
You want a story, Elizabeth asking you? Okay, so Elizabeth asks if you are okay. Elizabeth asks if you're okay. You nod, but you collapse onto the sand. Elizabeth says, what is happening to you? The world goes dark as your vision fades.
Ooh.
Okay, I guess we'll see where this goes. What was in the water? Was it Rohypnol?
Oh no, it's the roofie oasis.
You pass out. You wake up several hours later. Your skin has turned pale, a pale shade of blue. You have no water, and you are slowly dying of dehydration.
But we're at the oasis, right? Is Elizabeth there, or has she been kidnapped? What?
You search for Elizabeth. But she's gone. You're in the middle of the desert with no supplies or shelter. The end.
Really? Is that what it put?
It says the end.
Oh, all right then.
Let's roll that.
What?
Did he just drift away?
Yeah, his
What?
mic sounded quiet. Oh, there we go. You sounded. We
I
couldn't
was-
hear you.
Oh, I just said it's like, let's roll that back and be like, it was not the end.
Okay, so you wake up. You would have died of thirst in no time if not for drinking your own piss.
Purpose
Flame.
of- Don't do that.
Flame licks your face, giving you enough water to survive for a few more days. Days pass into weeks, then months. You haven't moved at all.
Do we not have the sword at all? More?
I don't know. We seem to be completely immobile. I'm just letting see where it goes from here. Your skin has turned to dark blue, your mind is snapped, and your only company is flame. You've come to accept your fate. The end.
What?
Why?
This was the expensive one?
Maybe this one is more expensive because it's more of a like pass fail type of deal.
Maybe.
You want to try a different one? I don't feel like this one ever got started.
No, it felt like we could never get to the actual. Like when we were in the inn, I was kind of getting like into it. I was like, all right, we're gonna go somewhere with this, and then it never did really.
So we have our choices are to pick from the. I don't know if you're looking at my screen. Oh, you can't see that. So we have Zaxxas, which is light fantasy, Kedar, which is dark fantasy, Kringle, which is dark Christmas fantasy, which I don't know, that just doesn't appeal to me. Now, the alternative is that we can go to explore and, oh God, you're willing slave. Some of these are energetic tiger girl. Wow. Some of these are like actual role-playing adventures that they've tried to... I don't know how you find that, though. Let's see. Role-playing. Dragon role-playing. Fallout, post-nuclear role-playing. Star Wars. These aren't very... This doesn't have... Oh, wait. Well, filters. Yeah, here we go. Never mind. Okay. This UI is not great. Top all-time scenarios. That's what we want. All-time top. This is not all-time top. Oh, because it's still applying my search. AI RPG. So yeah, a fully fledged RPG in AI dungeon. Choose your gender, race, class, and join up with other adventurers to partake in epic adventures. So I think they've tried to gamify this one. Infinite IKEA. Oh, this is based on the SCP.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
Do you know the Infinite IKEA SCP?
No, but I've heard of the SCP stuff before, like where it's like the different monsters and stuff.
Basically, it's an IKEA, and if you go into it, there is no exit, and the employees at first are just trying to help you, but they're clearly zombies or like aliens. And
monsters,
then when they can't help you, they begin to try to kill you. And people there's other clans of people who've been in the IKEA for like years or decades. I can't imagine that the AI would be good at that. Do you want to try the RPG? Death Island. Or we could do one of those fantasy worlds.
I kind of thought the IKEA one sounded neat.
All right, well,
but
you know what? It doesn't hurt to try it, right?
Yeah, worst case scenario, it's terrible, and we lose all our viewers, and they never come back.
Original Infinite IKEA SCP scenario. All right, let's go with the original. Enter your character's name.
Chat, give us some names. Do you hate your dog? No, she's just trying to get in my lap while I'm drawing. She's fine. She's just being a baby. This is IKEA. Yeah, so that's the scenario. Oh, Claire Saffitz. She's going for just, she's like, I need some new kitchen stuff for my hit YouTube series about my cookbook.
What is your profession? Baker.
Right.
What are you shopping for? Kitchen supplies. Generating story.
This is going to be good. I hope it's good anyway. What if it knows Claire Saffitz is?
She's got a Wikipedia, I'm sure, right? You are Claire Saffitz, a baker shopping at IKEA. Once you retrieved your kitchen supplies, you realize you're lost. As you explore further, you suddenly see an employee walking down an aisle, but upon a closer look, you realize it isn't human. It doesn't have a face, just featureless white skin. It's staring at you, and as you look closer, you realize it has no eyes and no mouth. I saw quests. Let's see what our quests are. Go Christmas shopping, find wrapping paper, get meatballs, find survivors, find food aisle, build a furniture fort / base, and that's it.
So wait, what were all the easy ones there?
Go Christmas shopping, find wrapping paper, get meatballs, find survivors, find food aisle, and build a furniture fort / base.
So we've seen a monster.
No,
Let's,
it's just it's someone in an IKEA employee gear, but they have a completely blank face.
Oh, so it's not actually a monster.
No,
I drew a
humanoid. Like from a distance, we didn't even realize.
Oh, so I was thinking like just a monster with an IKEA name tag. Okay, so Claire's come in. She's immediately feeling overwhelmed because that's who Claire Saffitz is.
She did get some kitchen supplies before this happened.
Okay, so she's kind of scared. I need to pull up a picture of her so I can kind of see what she looks like. So she's like, I need some comfort food. I'm gonna go. Let's try and get the meatball quest first. Let's head to the cafeteria.
Story. You skipped breakfast thinking about those delicious meatballs. So you head for the food court.
Okay.
Once there, you realize you are utterly lost. Browsing through the menu, you realize you're going to be trapped here forever. You wish you had listened to your parents as a child and eaten your vegetables.
Okay. But you're not a child, so you decide to order some meatballs.
You decide to order some meatballs anyway. Oh, I didn't know what to do with that. Oh, okay. Somehow we solved the Christmas shopping. You are in the infinite IKEA and you are Christmas shopping. You are Claire Saffitz, a baker shopping at IKEA. Once you retrieve your kitchen supplies, you realize you're lost. I think it might be repeating that just to keep itself on track.
Okay. Did we get our meatballs though?
I don't think so. We got the Christmas shopping.
That's bizarre. Story. The meatballs smell delicious in the cafeteria. Maybe it needs like a refresher of where we are.
How about the overwhelming scent of the meatballs guides you to the cafeteria?
I'm making all the windows dark. I'm imagining the IKEA in Ohio, and it has like the cafeteria has like these giant beautiful windows, and it's like, but they're all dark, nothing you can see.
Well, I think the way the SCP described it is like you could never find a wall.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm drawing it with walls, so.
I was reading about Costco. I constantly wrestle with the idea of getting a Costco subscription.
Worth.
They're not like public about it, but it's well known. It's like an obvious secret. They use, I can't remember what the name of it, but it's this way of designing a store to absolutely bewilder you. And they don't label their aisles for the same reason. attracts you to the cafeteria. As you enter, you see a man. He is Vinny Wisecrack, an IKEA employee. He is making loud wisecracks about the furniture.
Ask him where the cafeteria is, or where can I get meatballs?
Where can I get meatballs? Vinny has walked away. As that wisecrack was his last joke, the scent of meatballs is overwhelming you. You realize you're hungry.
Well, yes, we know we're hungry.
Well, we're in the cafeteria, so let's go behind the counter and get yourself some meatballs.
She's gotta be wearing an apron, right?
Yeah, Claire is always wearing an apron, and usually the clothes under the apron are nothing impressive. You
Yeah,
get a
she's just
plate of
got a collared shirt
meatballs, only now it's too dark to see anything. You blindly devour the meatballs, making a huge mess. Vinny the Wisecrack is laughing at you. You're Claire Savitz. Okay, yeah, it's just reminding itself again.
Ask Vinny the Wisecrack if he's seen Brad.
Say, Vinny, have you seen Brad?
Do you think it'll know who that is? Do you think it'll be like, oh, Brad's dead?
No, I don't think it knows who Claire is. Vinny laughs and walks away. Seemingly endless meatballs are piled in front of you. You're hungry. You are Claire Saffitz, a baker shopping at IKEA.
Really wants you to remember that. Never forget where you came from.
Do you fill the pockets of your apron with meatballs? You cram the meatballs down your gullet. You find an outlet and plug in the meatball pan. You begin to feel very sick. You are Claire Saffitz, a baker shopping at IKEA.
Stop eating the meatballs?
Okay, you stop eating meatballs. An eternity later, you find the exit. It's just repeating over and over. You're Claire Savitz, your baker shopping at IKEA. Let's see if it can recover from this. You are in the parking lot.
Did we make it out?
Yeah, I guess find the exit. Just happened. This one's
Everyone
shit.
Everyone was complaining about how hard it was, and now it's like, oh, we just walked right out.
That's a garbage
Yeah,
tutorial,
that
or
didn't
whatever
right.
you call it. Okay, let's try one of the real ones then. You want to do it's 10:20, but we might have time for a little something. Would you rather do Zaxxas, the light fantasy world, or Kedar, the dark fantasy world?
Let's go dark, because we have no trouble going dark.
Kedar is a world of dragons, demons, and monsters. These dark creatures constantly war for control of the land, leaving the few human kingdoms in the shadows of a dark, powerful force. But now the kingdoms of man are fighting back, slowly assembling an army to reclaim their world. Quick start or create?
Let's create. We gotta let the chat have a chance to make up a name.
Okay, we need a name.
If we could play music on this stream chat without getting, immediately shut down, we'd be playing like the do 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 like what game show am I thinking of?
I don't know.
It's not Jeopardy, but it's something like that. Jeopardy would probably be the more better equivalent.
You know, we're out of Alex Trebek Jeopardies.
I saw that, and that was disappointing.
They couldn't pick a replacement host either, so they're doing the really cheap thing of having everybody guest host, so they see which one has the best ratings. It's just disgusting.
I thought it was what's his face, Kenneth.
Ken Jennings starts, but he's only doing like a month or two of episodes, and then they're rotating somebody else in.
Should we name our character Alex?
And someone in the chat says Trebeknikon.
Okay, spell that.
Trebek. And
Is
then
that just K or CK?
Just K. And then N-I.
You totally roboted out there. Nicon?
Yes.
And that's a male character, I assume?
Yes.
Now we can be a human, a half demon, a human Rakshasa. The Rakshasa are humans that were cursed into the form of cats. Though their intelligence was lost in the transformation, some unique traits have evolved in the human Rakshasas. It's spelled differently. It's spelled two different ways.
Well, we shouldn't do that then, because that'll be confusing.
Like cat-like reflexes and a penchant for deception. That's a good description of cats. Or lizard men, mysterious race that have only recently emerged into the light, having been long forgotten.
Chat's all saying furries. Please be a cat girl.
Okay, but they have no intelligence.
That might be funny to RP.
Now wait a minute. Humans that were cursed into the form of cats.
It's a cat girl. It's Alex Trebek, cat girl.
But we're like a Thundercat, right? Like a hybrid?
That's what I'm imagining, but...
Okay, and our class... Trapper, Bard, Warden, Ranger, Mage, Paladin, Sorcerer. A low intelligence sorcerer.
That could be funny. Maybe he just messes up his spells all the time.
Okay. They're the masters of elements and demons. Oh, I bet we can summon demons.
Just like real Alex Trebek.
Starting location, Kadarn is a major kingdom ruled by an emperor. Kent's is a human kingdom that managed to fight back against the dark under a wise king. And Agadori is a small kingdom that's on the border, constantly battling the forces of Kadar. A land of fire and blood.
Oh, that does sound promising. I'm debating if I want to go to the Wise King, where it's probably safe, but that probably wouldn't be very interesting in terms of a story. So we should probably go to the Land of Fire and Blood, right?
Okay. So then within that, well, that's our faction. So we're Agadori.
Okay.
Our location could be Costas, a small mining town in the southern mountains. Belor is the kingdom of Agadori. It's a town on the edge of the kingdom by a rather desolate area, and the forest is quite nearby, so we'd be like right in the thick of it there. And Tavor, founded 100 years ago by the Zanyo, at the bottom of the Zanyo Mountains by a religious wise man. They've decided to stay on the outskirts, plagued by a goblin tribe. So these guys, I think, are like trying to stay out of it, but then the goblins are attacking them.
As always happens. I don't know. That's a lot of backstory. Just pick one.
Yeah. We'll go with the goblin one. I figured goblins would be pretty easy to fight as opposed to dragons and demons. So here we are. Cool artwork.
Oh, is there artwork with it?
Yeah. Got like some evil looking guys down there. The flying city of Kadar's capital has been attacked by the forces of darkness. The ancient wizards of the city are using their powers to hold off the darkest of creatures as the citizens flee to safety. That's a world event. Kadar is a world of dragons. We've already read that. You are Trebeknikon, a male human Rakshasa. You live in Tivor, a town on the outskirts of Kadar. You've spent your entire life in the shadows of the mountain in the center of the town. It's said that the mountain keeps the dark forces of Kadar at bay, and you believe this to be true. Recently, the people of Tivor have been plagued by a large goblin tribe who raid the town every few months. Your job is to fight these goblins.
Okay. Okay. We have cat ears, right? That's what's the main thing, the main takeaway.
I'm going to assume that we are, like 30 to 40% cat.
Okay. You're right. I should replace his nose with cat nose.
So, the first do will be you use your litter box.
I'm so sorry to Alex Trebek's family. As
You
we all this weird
You are
alternate reality.
You are a kitten, a ball of fluff, and desire to play.
Oh, that's not how I've drawn him as Alex Trebek, but
Let's just see if it'll do anything. You play with string, small critters, and anything else you can find. You love to climb things and fall asleep while staring at the sun. Do kittens do that? You have a younger brother, but he's a crybaby.
that sounds about right. You quiz your younger brother about the things that are happening in this weird world. I'm trying to think, like, keep it relevant to Alex Trebek, but also cats.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's not a lot of crossover there. We should.
This is so weirdly specific that I'm like, I don't even know where to begin.
How about you? Patrol the town looking for goblins or other small creatures to hunt. Remember that cats like to kill constantly.
For fun,
so I
yeah.
think we need to RP that.
Except for your cats, who are literally pathetic.
They have finished off, I would say, almost at this point, double-digit crickets.
Wow.
You and your sister leave the house. You walk along the dirt road outside town looking for small creatures to hunt. You spot a centipede crawling across the side of the road.
The centipede is wearing a purple bowler hat.
You know,
Something weird about him.
Could it be the centipede is wearing a purple bowler hat? Was there something after that?
And there's something. He has a strange air about him.
I'm wondering, is it just gonna are we just gonna do the cat experience the entire time, and the world events just keep
happening somewhere far away?
Yeah, as if we're not even in the world. What are you say, not knowing what a centipede is? You're not like the other insects. The centipede's eyes turn to you, immediately giving you a fright.
Oh. What color are his eyes?
You look deeply into his eyes? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
Try to see what secrets they hold, but you see nothing. It is as if the centipede is pure black. The centipede says nothing, only looking at you. Do you swipe playfully at the centipede?
I'm imagining he's really big, but that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why I'm imagining him
No,
so
we
big.
were looking for small creatures to hunt.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You aren't sure what's going on, but the centipede is closest to you. You decide to play with it, swiping your paw at it. Okay, yeah, that's what I just typed. Sometimes it just rephrases your...
Yeah, your
actions.
thing.
You miss and fall to the ground. Shit, you curse, and the centipede laughs. Its laughter is like that of a young girl's, and you look up at it in shock. Why would that be shocking?
Because a second ago it had a man voice.
Let's see what happens. It's not polite to use such language, the centipede scolds. Who are you, you ask, staring at it. I am the slithering god.
Oh. The centipede curses us to host an American game show. And no one can know that we're really cats.
The centipede curses you to host an American game show and hide the fact that you are a cat. I don't know what it's going to do with this, but I'm going to be amazed if it can figure what's going on here. You are cursed to host a popular American game show, only able to tell people apart by their clothing. You are able to keep your mind and use the power of your voice to launch a musical career. I have no idea where to go with this.
In your dressing room, you get ready for rehearsal.
In your dressing room, you get ready for rehearsal.
Which game show? Our guy is Trebeknikon. This is alternate universe Alex Trebek.
When you are visited by a man in a suit.
Is the man in the suit also wearing a purple bowler? Maybe he's the guy who's cursed us. And he says, I'll give you greenies to go out on stage. It's getting weird, chat.
The man says, I'll give you greenies to perform. What do you think the AI will think greenies are? They're going to think that's a drug, right?
Almost certainly. Well, and to your cats, it pretty much is.
You are cursed to host a popular American game show, only able to tell people apart by their clothing. Click here to return to the beginning.
What?
And the clicking doesn't do anything.
So it can't, I don't think it can follow. I don't think it expected to go this way.
Do you think that's part of a future upgrade where it's going to be like, oh, this is a which way book now, basically?
Or it knows that it's in a corner.
And it's like, where are you going with this?
All right, so let's go back to Slithering God. I am the Slithering God, and you say, I have heard of you, and what I have heard isn't good. You admit, staring at the god. You believe that which has been told to you, so be it. What brings you here?
Uh.
What was one of our quests?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even
that's
know.
a good
Did
call.
we, I think it's the goblins. Kill the goblin tribe.
Well, that brings us here.
So, you just want okay. I am on a mission to kill the goblin tribe. Slithering God stares at you, its face motionless.
His little pinchers click.
I'm letting it run.
Do we want to let it go? See if he'll react in another way.
Yeah, it's running. That is out of the ordinary. Many have come here to worship, but few have come to kill. Why is that? You explain the story of your sister and the goblin raiders.
Oh. Do you think Slithering God can be moved to tears by our story?
Maybe. I mean,
Well, yeah, story that.
okay. Story.
Yeah.
The how how do we want to describe that? The tragedy of what happened to your sister at the hands of the goblins moves the centipede to tears. Oh. It's not. It's missing. It's missing cylinders here, chat. I knew her, or rather, I knew of her. She had a reputation for being extremely ruthless. Her tendency to use poison meant that she could never grow up to become a Black Widow. What?
Oh, because she's a spider?
No, our sister's a cat.
Okay, how about we say poison is exactly how we can stop the goblins. Poison, the centipede asks. You think poisoning the goblins will stop them?
If we kill the Great Goblin King, yes.
If we can kill the Great Goblin King, yes. Interesting. Most interesting. Yes, you will need to kill the king of the goblins. The only way to do so is to get him to eat this poison. I shall enchant it for you.
Oh.
Sweet, we unlocked it.
Did we win?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
I haven't done anything. What do you want to do?
We should thank him for his blessing.
Thank you. This town will forever be in your debt. Okay, this is in all caps. Fucking sacrifice yourself to kill a mere king? I might have been able to do it. You stare at the centipede in shock. It speaks. Yep. I'm not sure.
You run with the poison out of the room, I guess. Like, let's just leave this guy, but we got what we needed from him.
do take the enchanted poison and leave.
I've already drawn us leaving. Like we're getting the hell out.
You reach for your sword, but realize that you dropped it when the centipede started speaking. Okay, the game doesn't want us to leave, I guess. Let's just see where this goes. Who are you, you ask? I'm the Slytherin god. Now take my fucking poison. Okay. You accept the poison. You reach for the poison, but the centipede flings it away. The poison bounces along the ground, and the centipede steps on it, covering it in his own dark green blood.
Oh. I was gonna draw us accepting the poison, but now I'm kind of confused. Just pick it up. Just take it. Why is Slytherin God playing with us? So chat.
Push the centipede aside and take the poison. I'm going to assume when he stepped on it, he did not break the vial.
Yeah.
You shove the centipede to the side. He glares at you, and you look back. The centipede is so large that his body stretches from one end of the room to another.
Say I'll never forget, or maybe do. Say I'll never forget you and leave. I want to get out of this room.
You shout, "I'll never forget you," as you run out the door. You hear the Slytherin god shout something in return. You're not sure what it is, but it sounds like swearing. And that's the story of how you encountered the Slytherin god and lived.
All right. Now, let's head into the mountains to poison the Goblin King.
You travel to the mountains in order to poison the Goblin King. You head outside. Your town lies burning in front of you. Several goblins prance around the corpses of your fallen countrymen, laughing and pointing. You're about to charge at them when... ...
A horn blast in the distance. Suddenly, a horn blasts, and then like leave it open ended and see what it comes up with.
Suddenly, a horn blasts in the distance. The goblins stop laughing and look around in confusion. A large goblin with scars across his face steps forward. You slowly back away as the goblins advance. Suddenly, the earth begins to shake.
Oh no. Do we want? I mean, we could do a Return of the Slytherin God here.
In what way?
Like, have him come out of the ground.
Okay, story. The slithering god erupts from the ground and confronts the goblins. The two sides immediately begin fighting. The centipede is far too large to fight in a narrow mountain pass, so the goblins have the upper hand. You take advantage of the situation and slip past them.
We only have one target in mind. The Goblin King.
You only have one target in mind, the Goblin King. Unfortunately, the Goblin King also has only one target in mind, you.
Ooh.
You turn a corner and see him barreling towards you on a wolf, sword drawn.
Oh no. Pull out your slingshot. You know you have one chance at this. We're gonna try and splash potion him like Minecraft.
Sorry. Okay, I think we're gonna have to be a little bit more. You. Okay, story. Knowing you only have one chance, you aim your slingshot at the Goblin King and launch the poison vial. This is a long shot. But it'd be amazing if it can figure this out and it applies it correctly. At him, you miss. The Goblin King jumps off his horse. It's a horse now. And pulls a knife from his belt. He throws it at you. The blade embeds itself in your chest and you fall to the ground.
You were wearing armor.
You want to edit?
Yes.
He throws it at you. The blade bounces off your cat armor harmlessly. You want to do anything after that, or let it tell the story?
Let it play out.
You pick up a rock and throw it at the Goblin King. It hits him in the head, but doesn't seem to faze him. He roars and charges towards you.
What weapons would a cat have?
Well, claws.
Oh yeah, we could claw him. Do we want to try to claw him?
Okay. Do you slash at his eyes with your claws? I should have said the Goblin King's eyes. We're the only two characters here right now, though.
You know, there's a whole battle raging behind us, but
You slash with your claws at the Goblin King's face. He roars in pain as he falls to his knees. You quickly pounce on him and dig your claws into his throat.
wow, that got brutal fast. The Goblin King, in his dying breath, says he will never invade again because of our valor in battle.
Oh, we got a world event. The city of Kadar is under siege by the Black Hand. The Dark Wizards of Kadar are using their powers of magic to drive back the evil and save as many lives as they can. Boy, the Dark Wizards of Kadar are hard-working.
Yeah, you know, we're over here just killing a single Goblin King and making deals with the devil.
Okay, so we wanted to. What was the story again? With his last breath?
With his last breath, he promises never to invade again, another village again.
Well, it's kind of a moot point there, isn't it?
But wouldn't that fulfill the quest requirement?
I'm not sure how it measures that.
It's getting real weird, chat. You're seeing why I don't draw free stuff.
When the goblins see their leader dead, they flee back to their caves in the mountains. With the Goblin King dead, you hope they won't attack again.
Well, how do we defeat them then? If we
Well,
killed their
We
leader.
have to kill all of them. How about story? You organize a cat posse to finish off the wounded goblins.
This is real bad, chat. I kind of lost the thread here.
You organize a cat posse, but they disappear into the mountainside. You search the battlefield for your friends and family. Your mother isn't hard to find. She's tending to the wounded not far from you.
Wait, so what was the first part of that? Mother's tending to the wounded. What else do they do?
You tried to organize people to stop the goblins, but they disappeared into the mountains.
Well, they went to go kill the goblins, right?
That was the goblins.
Oh.
We got together some people to try and stop them, but they had already disappeared.
Oh, okay.
When I say people, I mean cat people, obviously.
Obviously. Ask our mom if the goblins can be killed. If all of the goblins are killed or dead.
Ask your mother if they're. I mean, we know they're not dead, right?
Well, maybe the AI will forget that.
If all the goblins have been killed. She says yes. She then asks you where you were, and you tell her about the wolf and the goblin king. Your mother hugs you and tells you that you're her brave little lion.
Oh, that's precious.
You purr.
Oh.
You purr and snuggle with your mother. Later, you find that the goblin invasion killed many of the children in Tivor.
Oh.
Recognizing a strong market.
What?
No, it's just I was going to go back into the baby trade. That's where I default to, Krista.
Oh.
I think we got to. If we're going to stick with this quest line, we got to head into the mountains, try to do something about these goblins.
Yeah, let's kill them.
Do you want to do
You
that
said they were
alone?
already all dead?
Well, our mother said that, but I think she was lying. Oh, how about this? You start a forest fire to flush the goblins out.
Rue, you're okay.
You want to avenge your friends killed in the goblin invasion. You grab flint and steel and set the forest on fire. A dry summer and windy conditions means that the fire spreads quickly. I'm sure this won't backfire. Hey, quest complete. You hope
We
the
did it.
goblins have run away or die in the fire. The goblins began to flee their caverns, but they all burned to death. And that was our last bit of energy.
Chat, we're the best.
Wow.
Arson is always the answer. That's the main thing you should learn from tonight's stream.
And I don't like to think about all of the other wildlife that had to die for that.
But it was worth it if it meant, our enemies died personally. My hand's starting to hurt, so I'm just kind of, being lazy here, but we'll finish this one.
Yeah, it's 10:54.
AI dungeon, everybody.
Oh, I think my playback was paused. All I see is like an ant, or is that the caterpillar?
Oh, did you guys not see the full drawing?
I didn't
Did my
realize
thing-
it was. I mean, I've just been clicking back and forth. I didn't realize it had frozen.
It still says I'm streaming, but maybe it freaked out.
Yeah, AI Dungeon. It is. I feel like now that I'm seeing more and more of it and understanding it more. The spell is wearing off a little bit.
I did get approved for GPT-3 API access, and we have 100,000 tokens. If you want to play with that,
I mean, I'll take a look at it, but I mean, that's the kind of thing where play with is like probably a 2-week investment just to even get it started.
it's got a pretty cool web GUI where you can pick like what kind of thing you want it to do, and then it just sort of walks you through it.
How does it? Do you see now? When I was looking into the natural language stuff, in order to build those libraries, I can't remember what they were called. You had to go through and actually like label every word in the source text.
This is pre-trained. You don't have to do any of that, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff you can load that's pre-trained. That's context for a whole bunch of different situations.
That's interesting.
One of them is specifically like AI story writing. You just give it a prompt and it writes a story.
So you dig a hole in the ashes of the goblins and take a huge cat dump.
Perfect.
Nice.
It ends as it began.
After the battle, you exit the cave. You notice that the goblins burnt to death. You roll around in the ashes and dig a hole to take a massive cat dump. You know, that's so accurate because my cats do love to roll around in their litter box.
Meow.
Well, I'm not saying that we shouldn't ever come back to AI Dungeon, but we probably should take a break and do something else.
Yeah, what's do we have anything else on the
There was an update to the Raft game. So we talked about playing that.
I would be fine with that. That'd probably be a nice survival game in the spirit of PGP classics.
And yeah, I don't know what else is out there that we might check out.
Ooblets. I don't think Ooblets is multiplayer.
No, it's not. No. Oh, I guess we could do Ooblets as like the VLC thing, but honestly, I don't know if it would lend itself to that.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys Friday. Good night.
Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it froze up there like the very end. Hopefully better next time.
Yeah, we just have the claw thing. Ryan's is okay.
That's
I
weird.
didn't drop a frame tonight, and it's a Sunday night. I'm kind of happy about that.
Oh, maybe they finally fixed it. Good night.